If you've been applying your foundation the same way you have today as you did when you were a lot younger, you probably need to adjust. Our skin texture and everything about our skin changes so much. I'm 50 years old and I can definitely even tell a difference in my skin from 40 to 50. So I have tried so many different ways to explore my best options. And I wanted to share with you the one that I have found that works best for me because it gives the best coverage without using a ton of product. So I'm going to show you a twofer. One, how to do your foundation better on mature skin, and also how to use less foundation than you were previously. Because I don't know if you were me, but back in the day, you put it on your hands and you smeared it all over. Yeah, 16, that's what we did. As I got older, I got into brushes and I did the whole brushing technique all the way through. Can't do that anymore. Then I've done the sponge. I love the sponge, but I was putting it on my, the foundation on my pad and I was doing this. Okay, that doesn't work. It just smears it on. It uses a heck of a lot more product and you find yourself still needing to put more on, put more. I do it one time all over my skin, so I wanted to share that with you. First and foremost, I take my hand this way and I put a squirt on there. Then I take my finger and I put some dots. I'm gonna need just a smidgen more. Always go, but it's a very smaller dot, just to make sure. Okay, so I used one larger dot and one very small dot. Then all I do is I take my sponge and I start batting it on like this, just kind of pat, 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 pat. I am going to tell you that I don't have my glasses on or I don't have contacts on, so I am going to have to use my trusty mirror up close so that I can see the foundation because I'm just blind as a bat as I've gotten older. So I am going to start patting it on. I am staying away from my under eyes because that's where I'm going to put my corrector. So I don't want to have to double put product underneath my eyes. So I stay away from my eyes and I simply pat around. Okay. Now, I will tell y'all this. I have used probably every primer underneath the sun. I have used the ones that are supposed to blur, ones that are supposed to take the fine lines away, all that stuff. I've tried it, and I can tell you that using primer on my older skin, it does not work for very long. I will find that once I have my foundation on, with my primer, and I look, so flawless. But 2 hours later, it starts clumping up a little bit and just not looking as fine-tuned. It starts looking my age, and I don't like that. So I have decided to just stay away from primers. As much as I think they're great, especially for younger skin, older skin doesn't take the primers as well, and it ends up clumping up. So when you see the ladies that have the, the foundation that looks a little clumped up, you can guarantee they probably had on a primer underneath. Okay, I'm going to get up close and personal and let you see. I don't have so much on that I look cakey, but I have enough to cover my face. Now, second step is I get my corrector. Now, the corrector that I use, and I've used a lot over the years, especially as I've gotten older, all of a sudden now I have this little thing going underneath my eyes where I have a little darkness and the skin is not as tight as it used to be. I will tell you that Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, I have gone to professional makeup artists to do my makeup for weddings or something like that. And I always take this with me because, and I'll say, are you sure you don't want to use my corrector? I'll be like, well, okay, fine, if that's what you want. They use it and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm switching over. Look at this. It is so great. So, I've tried many. Just like, I'll be honest with you, I try a lot of different foundations. When this runs out, I'll try another one. But I'm not upset with this one whatsoever. I just try different foundations to see the greatest one. And right now what I'm using is Forever Skin Glow by Dior. That's what I've got on my face right now. It works great. I am not disappointed with it at all. But I'm a trier. I have to try different things and see what's out there. But the tried and true for the corrector is the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So I go in and I put one clump there, one there, one clump there, one clump there, okay? And I don't know technical terms. I just know what works. I use the same corrector, but I use the opposite side. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm just going to pat all the way through. Both sides. I can only imagine the faces I'm making while I'm doing this. I guess I'll see on the video. Okay. Then I just do a little blend in of the two together. And there's my under eye. Make sure I got it all. Yep. Okay. Now here is the kicker that makes it all come together. I do not use powder. My face is too old to use powder. But there is one powder product that I do use. I found this on TikTok. It is called OS, and it's in a red and pink box. I use the pink one. I think it's called, let me see, I'm blind, so I apologize, but it's the Ultra Pink. Ultra Pink. Okay, now I have the little one and the big one. I use the little one because I like to travel with it. It's easier to fit into my little bag, but then I fill it back up into this one. So just check this out. Put it on there. Then I take a tiny little sponge, put some on the sponge, and then I go into the eye. Just powder there. I don't put powder all over. Look at that. Other eye. Okay. Do you see how I took away the bags under my eyes? I radiated my eyes. Now I'm gonna give a shout down to a product that I tried. The same thing is claimed from this Chimchi, that it's just the greatest powder and it does the same thing as this OS. This is what it looks like. I will tell you, I'm not using this. I just kept it so that I could tell y'all about it. It creased into my lines. It did not work well. The OS works so much better under my eyes. So don't bother, okay? Just wanted you to know. All right, I'm gonna do a step 2 so that you can see some of my other stuff, but I wanted you to see my foundation. Thanks, bye.